跨越太平洋，倾听世界。大家好，欢迎来到跨太平洋对话，我是主持人蒋彪。我现在所在的位置是多米尼克总统府。中国与多米尼克虽然远隔重洋，但友谊与合作始终将两国紧密相连。今天我们就有幸邀请到多米尼克总统伯顿女士，带我们回顾中多关系发展历程，解读合作成果，展望美好未来。Hello, Mrs. President, and thank you for the opportunity that you give to me to have a talk with you. So, how do you evaluate Chinese progress in this field in women's development?
So, first of all, let me thank you for coming to have this interview with me. And I must say that I applaud the work that President Xi has done in the international arena. I want to thank President Xi for being an advocate for women. First, you had the Beijing platform and the declaration, but 30 years later, he has called another meeting in China. And it's not just for a few countries, he's called it for a global summit to discuss again 30 years later. Let us see where we are. And that is somebody who really wants to see women's empowerment and the development of a global initiative for women. The meeting was held in Beijing in 1995, where we had the Beijing Declaration as well as the Beijing Platform for Action. And I think it is something that is very positive for the international arena. I think after this meeting, this big meeting that was held in 1995, the world started looking at the empowerment and equality of women in a more positive way. For us here in Dominica, for example, after the Beijing Declaration and the Plan of Action, we saw that government, for example, the government of Dominica, ensured that in every budgetary allocation that we had to show where it is that we would be empowering women or would be creating some avenue for gender equality. So he is a world leader, really looking out not only for infrastructural development across the world, but also empowering women. And I say, when you empower women, you empower families, you empower children, you empower young people. And so the work that he continues to do is significant. For China, I read that President Xi did a lot of work with the women in China. He put in the funding that was required. It was not just a platform for action that was put together. It was not just mere ideas set out, but he went further to ensure that funding was made available so that the grassroots women, the most vulnerable women in China, were able to develop themselves, to bring up their standard of living, to develop entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, to provide them with proper housing, proper education, and all of that.
Okay, and so China has made women's development a part of the Belt and Road Initiative and the South-South Cooperation, helping to drive global women's progress, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. So, having worked in different departments of the Dominican government, you have seen a lot of results of China-Dominica cooperation firsthand. So, which Chinese projects here have made differences for local women in Dominica, and do you recall any cases that impressed you most?
Since the development of the bilateral relations between the Commonwealth of Dominica and China, the People's Republic of China, in 2004, we have seen that the Chinese government has assisted us with many projects. And I am of the opinion that every project that has been done in Dominica has benefited women, families, young people in every sphere and every sector. And I can say, for example, a cardiology operation was done in Dominica, the first of its kind, because China assisted us with the cardiology unit. And it was a woman who benefited from that. For example, we have this China Friendship Bridge, Dominica-China Friendship Bridge, very close to the market. If you go to the market, most of the vendors are women. And that bridge allows them I mean, sometimes you do not even look at it, but it allows them to enter into town right close to the market to deliver their produce and to sell. It benefits their families. So there are many, many projects that I can speak about that China has assisted us with. And for me, in the Kalinago territory where I am from, I am indigenous. I come from an indigenous reservation. And China assisted us. The government of China assisted us with pretty close to 30 houses. And most of them were female-headed households. But I can also speak to the fact that the road that I spoke about earlier, from the city to Portsmouth, has really assisted women and young ladies. Because prior to that, it would maybe take you 2 hours to get to town. Now it takes you 1 hour. And it has connected all the communities. And so it is easier for women to traverse. It is safer for them to traverse. It takes less time. And so to come to college, so pregnant women to have their children, now you must come to the hospital. Because before you didn't have the facilities, so you had to stay in the districts, and sometimes our women would die because by the time it was too late to get them to the hospital, they would have to do it they would have to have deliveries in the district. But now you must go to the hospital.
So in May, Beijing hosted the fourth ministerial meeting of the China CELAC Forum, and where China announced a series of cooperation initiatives, such as with Latin America and the Caribbean countries, including the launch of 5 programs on solidarity, development, peace, civilization, and people-to-people connectivity, respectively. So, what opportunities do you think Dominica can take from these cooperation initiatives of China?
And so, for us, this China CELAC meeting was something that is very encouraging, that all CELAC countries can sit with China and decide on our way forward, the development path that we want to take. And so even with technology, for example, we can see how it is that we are doing the digital transformation program in Dominica. It's a big project that we're trying to transfer our businesses, encourage our businesses to now become digital, and they can sell products online. Similarly, we can join with China and other CELAC countries to do that business online. And so it is important that we continue that people-to-people connectivity, as well as development projects, as well as seeing how it is that we ourselves can contribute a little bit to peace development in the world. So if CELAC can join with China in the development of peace accords, or in promoting peace among nations who have war or internal conflicts, then we can see how it is that we can have a better world.
Okay, brilliant. And how would you describe the China-Dominica relations, which have continued to deepen in recent years? And looking ahead, in what areas can these two countries set new examples for cooperation for the global south? And particularly, how can media exchanges, such as our Xinhua, help promote bilateral relations and ties between China and Latin America and the Caribbean countries?
So our relationship with China has been a very mutual relationship. We are very good friends with China. So we respect each other. China will not tell Dominica what to do. Dominica will not tell China what to do. But we are friends. We are very, very good, close friends. And so what China is putting forward are some of the approaches that are present, that are not being practically implemented, and new approaches to ensure that everybody, no matter if you're a small nation or if you're a large nation, whether you are developed or underdeveloped, all of us should be sitting at the table, respecting each other's dignity and sovereignty, and of course, let everybody have a vote in what is being done.
China has put forward concepts and initiatives like building a community with a shared future for humanity and the Global Governance Initiative. In your view, how can these concepts and initiatives help promote international cooperation especially in bringing together the strengths of women.
And if we look at the shared future, it is not just for one set. It encompasses women too. And more we see women in the world ensuring that they get educated and they move upward. For example, we are seeing more presidents who are female in the world today than we ever had before. And for the global governance and the shared future should include women, because we know that women, women have a special knack. For example, women can negotiate. Women know if we have a little, what it is that we should do to ensure that we have for tomorrow. And women usually are forward thinking. And so if we bring women on board in the global discussion and the global governance era that we are talking about, then we're going to have a better world.
Okay, thank you.